Hello everyone. Welcome to part 2 of the spinning globe fiction. We will be discussing the Foucault pendulum and the Coriolis effect. The Foucault pendulum does not prove the Earth rotates, as I will be demonstrating in this video. There are 3 reasons why the Foucault pendulum does not prove a spinning globe. 1. You have to manually start it. 2. It will stop within 10 to 34 hours. 3. The rotation of the Foucault pendulum on a spinning globe would be very much different from what we now see in its movement. However, the Foucault pendulum is consistent with a flat, stationary Earth being acted upon by other forces other than globe rotation. The reason it rotates 360 degrees in 24 hours, and this is not consistent everywhere one of these is located, is due to balance and the ball part of the pendulum. It has to do with momentum and possibly magnetic field waves or vortices, or possibly the sun, but definitely not due to the rotation of a globe. I have proven that on a spinning globe you would not need to start the pendulum. It would start on its own and it would not stop once in motion. Also, the motion of the Foucault pendulum would never cross the pivotal point in the center on a spinning globe. It would only move in an elliptical movement, and the string holding the bob would at some point be parallel with the floor. This would be evident from the Foucault pendulum in France. In this short demonstration using a miniature globe with string and bob, we will show that the bob and string never crosses the pivotal point, but moves in an elliptical motion around the pivotal point. This is contrary to what we now actually see with the Foucault pendulum in France, which crosses the pivotal plane with every lateral stroke. Again, this is solid proof that the Foucault pendulum does not prove we live on a spinning globe, but in fact proves we live on a flat, stationary Earth. This short animation shows how the bob and string would move around the pivotal point if we lived on a spinning globe. We will now show that the Coriolis effect is not created by a spinning globe, but rather has to do with the sun's movement around a flat Earth, convection, and magnetic field vortices. I am speaking only of weather patterns, ocean currents, and tides here. There are those who falsely claim that missiles, rifles, and flying planes must be calibrated to the spin and curvature of the globe. This claim is utter nonsense. No such calibrations are ever made when firing missiles, rifles, or flying planes. This also contradicts the idea that the rotation of the Earth is somehow magically synced with the atmosphere, which is falsely called gravity, holding everything in uniform motion. Thus, the false claims that missiles, rifles, and flying planes need to calibrate to the rotation of a spinning globe, when in reality no such calibrations have ever been made. It has never been definitively proven that guns and missiles need calibration for the spinning globe fiction. If that were true, considering that it is falsely assumed that the Earth travels at an estimated 1 mile in 3 to 8 seconds anywhere on this fictitious spinning globe, would mean that if you fired a weapon from south to north, let's say 300 feet from target, a bullet travels at 2,500 feet per second or 1,700 miles per hour. This means you would have to aim the weapon 103 feet in front of the bullseye in order to hit it. This is never the case when it comes to Earth rotational speeds. Why? Because the Earth does not rotate, nor is it a globe. It is a flat, stationary plane. The false argument that one can throw a ball inside a car and not be affected by movement is proof of a rotating globe with gravity attached, is supposed to explain gravity, is pure fiction and false. The reason why you can throw a ball in a car and it not be affected is because the car is shielded with glass and solid metal, able to withstand airflow. Try taking a sharp turn or left turn. Slam on the brakes or any other sudden move, and the gravity theory goes right out the window. When it comes to planes in flight, no plane has ever had to make adjustments to curvature, nor are there any adjustments made for rotational speed of the Earth, which there would have to be with an Earth spinning at 1,000 plus miles per hour. The spinning globe theory is a contradiction. You cannot have it both ways. Theoretically speaking, you either have a spinning globe without the uniform motion of the atmosphere, thus the need for calibrations for Coriolis effect, or the Earth spins with the atmosphere, thus no such calibrations are needed, and the Coriolis effect is just a fiction made up by those who insist we live on a spinning globe. Realistically speaking, we live on a flat, stationary Earth plane, influenced by the sun, convection, and magnetic vortices with no gravity other than density, thrust, and buoyancy. Then there are those who claim that the clockwise rotation of hurricanes south of the equator and counterclockwise rotation of hurricanes north of the equator is caused by the spinning globe fiction is also utter nonsense. Some even go as far as to try to prove that toilets, tubs, and sinks drain clockwise south of the equator, and north of the equator they drain counterclockwise. Well, I tried this little experiment at home, and the toilet, when flushed, drained counterclockwise, but the tub that sits right next to the toilet drained clockwise. Also, tornadoes have been shown to spin clockwise north of the equator. So it is conclusive that no definitive proof has ever established that the rotation of hurricanes, toilets, tubs, or tornadoes consistently spin clockwise south of the equator or counterclockwise north of the equator. Besides this, hurricanes and tornadoes are a seasonal phenomenon, which means that in order to definitively conclude that hurricanes and tornadoes are based on a spinning globe, we would see hurricanes and tornadoes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We do not see this.